Okay, moving on, part two of this guy. So, yeah, this how it sounds like. Continuing, this is more about balancing. Everybody, welcome back, and there's a solution. This is part two of the video week, the mixing session with for this particular song. I'm so glad I met Jesus. Yeah, so yeah. So I said I wanted to to just do a quick balancing of it rather. So the job of the crown mic actually is just a seat below it. It doesn't have to come back too much shouting like that. Just to fill up. You just to fill up majorly actually. Okay, but like I said earlier, we are majorly going to be dealing with the drums, so I'm gonna take all these guys down right now. Everything is coming down except okay. I'm gonna leave the tonals where they are, and yeah. So drums, I'm gonna focus on the drums right now. Mute tonals too actually. So now I want to do something right now. I'm just gonna uh pick a particular part of this music. Usually to be the loudest part of it actually. Let's see if we can get okay this I feel this part works. So I'm just gonna yeah that. So this part works based in the sense that I can see my kick, I can see wave signals from the kick, I can see wave signals from the snare, I can see wave signals from the toms over here, so I can also see. So it's most like it's basically I basically have majority of what I need to make the drums here present. Majority of the audio needs to make the drums present here. So I've looked at that right now. So what I'm going to do here right now, I'm going to start with taking off the cymbals, taking off this guy, taking off this guy. I'm going to start with my kick. So I have two kicks. You have kick and kick out. This is the first kick kicking. This kick out. This both of them together right now. So just gonna pick one. I'm gonna start with kick in. Let me just start with kick in. So I'm gonna move kick out. So for me, I prefer to just go with an EQ. So for this, I'm gonna focus on more using the stock plugins in case you don't have access to the. Then I'm gonna be use more of external plugins to do, but I'll do my best to focus on using stock plugins for this. And so for first off, I'm gonna go and grab my EQ. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna be doing both additive and subtractive EQs for this particular kick here. So subtractive EQ basically means that you are bringing things down like this. This is subtractive and this is additive. So what I'm going to do now is I want to look for those resonance points that are coming out and are not sounding really well on the frequency spectrum. So I can just, and by the way, this is a parametric EQ. So for parametric EQ, I can just drag this way and just go like this. I can't do this on a standard equalizer. On an analog equalizer, I can't do something like this easily there. So this piece is actually sounding boxy. But mind you, I already brought it up. This is already increasing it by, as you can see, 17 dB, which is actually a lot. But it's sounding boxy. Okay, I'm going to bring this part down instead. This is around this 114 hertz. food is kicking, so as much as possible, I still want to preserve the bites and a bit of the lows too. It is coming down to mind. This is busy. I'm not doing anything serious here. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Now I want to just quickly take care of something else. I'm gonna bring in my gate. Now, just to cut off those snares and whatever I'm hearing just a bit. I want to do a fast attack time though, but let's see how. Mind you, one thing is that there's always a guideline in terms of what you want to achieve, but eventually it's best to use your ears. So at a fast attack time means they are going fast at it. You didn't get the idea though, but yeah. So fast hold release. So use your ears. Use your ears. They're very very important to you. So I'm going for a bit of slow attack with a very fast release time. So my threshold, I'm bringing it. Okay. Now compressor. For my compressor, I want something very fast. Threshold. Okay, so let's go. I'm aiming for this actually -3. Yeah. I'm just going to do an additional gain. Okay. Make it 5 dB of gain. No, a similar process here. A similar process here. Now, mind you, this doesn't really come in precise order. Once you're able to listen well for these things, you get to understand, get to have an idea of what you want to achieve. Do you want compression first before EQ? Do you want EQ first before compression? Now, do they really matter? Yes, they do. The data depends on what you want to achieve. But like I said, what I'm showing you is basic stuff, nothing too hardcore. But what I'm doing here is gate, EQ, then compressor. So okay, now remember, try to balance these two together. These two kicks. Then what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to apply another EQ. Not too drastic too. This time I'm EQing both the kicks together. I'm having a fear boxiness here. Mm, okay, next is there. Okay, yeah, for this now actually there's the trigger snare here. So I'm just going to use that actually. I'm using the trigger straight off. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring this up a bit. -3 for now. I'm just trying to add a bit of weight to it actually, nothing much. Nothing more, nothing less. That is okay for now. Now, if you're actually trying to achieve a quick mix, this is actually something that could actually be used because this guy is already sounding kind of similar to the just because I dropped the kick on it, but not necessarily actually, yeah. So, first of all, I need to look out on this. So for this, I'm actually just looking for a bit of low, nothing too serious on it. As for gate, like I said, I'm not doing anything too serious, so nah. Uh, yeah. Okay. A gate. No, I'm picking up this gate for now. Okay, yeah. Save on dress. Simpson. Okay. So now this is actually an issue here because we have the clean drums right now. We have the cymbals coming in. So ads muted first. Now I'm rolling off the low end actually entirely up to 500 hertz. For the cymbals. Without it, you can hear the drums under. But with it, I've taken away the drums. That way, the drums can still have a bit of clarity. Just gonna drag and drop. Now, mind you, what I'm doing is just something basic, something simple, no hardcore stuff. Now, this is basically it for drums actually. I'm gonna add, okay, I don't need another EQ here, but typically I do something sometimes where I just add a bit of saturation. For you Visual Studio One is red light distortion, yeah, rather. I'm blocking my word. So it just adds a bit more color and distortion to it. So depending on how hard you want to go, there's the add tube that you can make use of. So what it just does is to use a regular one, then bringing it up, then I have this. I can start to drive as much as I want. So by driving, I'm adding a bit more color to it and distortion. Sure. But mainly, I majorly do this on the cymbals actually. Then I cannot drop it on the outs. That way it doesn't really clash. Oh, sorry. Minus. So this is on 0. And this is on 0. I can bring it down a bit. Okay, good. This works. So earlier, what was happening was that it was kind of under the. It was obvious. So as I was listening to this, because of the sound that you can still hear the snare bit under this cymbal microphones, it is affecting the clarity of the original snare of the snare music right now. So just bringing it low a bit, help clear it up. Maybe I'll take it up back to 0. There's a bit of sound that is I don't want. Now, this is something basic for the drums. Something very, very basic for the drums. Now, what I'm gonna do eventually is to come over here to the general bus. And add For me, I prefer to use the Pro Q3. For this process here I'm about to do, I prefer using the Pro Q3. That's for filter Pro Q3. Now what I do is that I just separate everything on the spectrum a bit. Then I this is a lookout to roughly 20-30 hertz, depending on what I'm seeing here. Then I set this one stereo placement to the mid, and I come over here somewhere around 200 to 220. Set over there and I make another lookout. Let's do the lookout first so you see the difference. So by cutting low now, as you can see, the entire low is gone, but I'm going to do something here. Stereo placement, I'm going to switch it to sides. So what I did right now is the more like I focused the EQ for the low part between 21 hertz to roughly 201 hertz to focus more on the mid, so I can hear these guys majorly in the center. Then these guys, everything from here and above, I can hear them majorly left and right, and a bit of center too. Obviously the snare is on the center, so I can hear it at the center too. The next thing to do is just come in flow. For example, my snare is around here, the body of my snare is around here. Now this, if you look at it, stereo placement is currently automatically on stereo. So just to give it a bit of, how would I put it, just widen it, just give it a bit of Z or widen it up a bit though. Then I'm going to make it dynamic. Yeah. Now equalizer, sorry I said equalizer, compression, for me I prefer using the glue. So I'm just going to turn this up, attack the slowest attack I can find and my fastest release, then ratio to 2. Then I'm going to turn this dial. Now what I'm trying to do is to achieve kind of a subtle master. It's nothing too drastic like this. Now this is drastic, but I still want people to hear the life of the drums without it being like this. It's gonna say the snare is a bit drowning now, but up above here. So what I'm aiming for right now is just about roughly aiming for this point. If I can't get that, okay too. I can work with this point. Then I'm going to add a bit of makeup here. Now for me, this one saturation currently I recently got. This saturation I recently got, actually it is called Waves. It is from Waves, actually Waves Art to saturator. It is amazing. So I've used different saturation in my life, but this guy is actually amazing for what I do right here. So let's I just want to drive it up a bit. So like the kick. So it was about to see if the kick was kind of disappearing, the bite of the kick was already disappearing at that point. So I need to come in a bit here, or maybe just what I can hear right now. Okay, so this is for the drums. Now this is This is for the drums right now, but mind you, this is nothing serious. This is nothing serious. If I were to mix this in a pro setting, then no, I'm gonna take my time with the kick. I've had mixes that I've done that I spent literally hours just mixing the kick alone. So yeah, so this is just kind of a rush kind of a thing. So what is actually the general idea of it? So in case you are learning to mix, or you just have something you want to include by yourself, this works well for you too. So let's go. Let's listen. Yeah, the bass is there actually, but it's not that much. So I'm just going to open this guy up. The bass was actually there, but it's not that much. I'm just going to put this guy up and just bring it instead of minus. I'm just going to make it -6. Now I have plus 4 dB in total for both of them. So let's go. Yeah, it's there now. Okay, now this is just like I said again, basic mixing, nothing serious. Now, if you enjoyed this and you would like to see more, kindly subscribe to this channel. And again, for part 3 of this, so the part 1 was majorly on balancing, panning, and panning and balancing. My workflow, panning and balancing. That's what part 1 was majorly about. Part 2 was majorly about mixing the drums. Then for part 3, we'll now focus on the tonals, including the vocals. Yeah. So part 3 focus majorly on the other parts of the music. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.